Hey everybody, it's Heidi Fang here, your Vegas Nation podcast host, also co-host of our pregame show, Game Day. You can catch every Sunday on Coxie Review, Channel 14. Happy to be here today and ready to answer all of your questions. It's been a crazy week here for the Raiders, as we know, with Paul Guenther being fired, the defensive coordinator, Rod Marinelli, who was serving as the defensive line coach, steps in now to fill those shoes for the final 3 games. And I just want to say thanks everyone here that's taken the time to join me. I'm already seeing some people pop on here, chopping it up in the comments and saying they got to beat Miami. That comes from M. Daniel W. And rest in peace, Paul Guenther. That's right. It's going to be a crazy ride here for the Raiders as we look at what's happening right now with the AFC standings. Lots of teams now with more than 9 wins, some of those ones hanging on with 8 wins. It's going to be must-win games for every single one down the road for these Raiders if they want to get to 10 wins, which I think is the magic number right now for them to get into the playoffs. You have a lot of other teams competing. It's crazy when you look from what the AFC has right now to what the NFC has, because it's like the NFC is going to have a NFC East team, excuse me, that's doing like probably 7 wins and getting in, and here the Raiders are trying to push through with still a winning record, and it's going to be a crazy ride. So it's everybody here joining me. If you have any questions, pop them there in the chat. I'm going to check around here because I had posted some things up on Twitter and in the fan zone page to see if anybody's got some questions. No, but this week Miami is going to be that's actually next week, but this week is the Chargers. So yeah, Chargers is going to be a must-win one. They've been playing pretty I mean, I don't want to say the Chargers are great because they're not by any means. I think they have a lot of areas that the Raiders can exploit, but there's also areas where the Raiders need to be able to match up well against the Chargers to be able to pull off a win. Special teams for the Chargers has been a struggle. That's something I actually just got off the phone with Gilbert Manzano, who used to work with us here at Vegas Nation, and he's now over in LA covering the Chargers. And we talked about the struggles that the Chargers have had, especially in special teams areas. You see a guy like Justin Herbert who's still trying to figure out exactly how to play in the NFL at the NFL level. I mean, he's done some good things, but he forces it a lot. So that's something where the defense, if the secondary comes back, as we know, we're still like probably not going to have Abram in this game for the Raiders. There's a lot of injuries that everybody has sustained. Don't know who we're going to get back. But actually, right now, John Gruden is going to be speaking with everybody here in the media, Derek Carr today, and we're also going to get to speak with Rod Marinelli today. So hopefully we'll find out some more information as to some of the injuries, but it's a short week. So it's especially hard for the Raiders to get in there, get into the facility, especially with all the new COVID rules and get things going against this team. So still checking, no questions from anybody, but happy to be here, just talk some Raiders with you guys. So Colts loss obviously was one that I don't think a lot of people were happy about, and something had to happen. So, Gruden was like a long-time friend of Paul Guenther's, and I think a lot of fans were getting really frustrated with Paul Guenther for quite some time. I think that it took a longer time than people wanted, where Paul Guenther was concerned to cut bait with him and say good riddance. So I think he'll still probably find a job, but it's a question now of who becomes the long-term answer at defensive coordinator. I think there's some good options right now in the NFL, and our own Vinny Bonsignor had reported that maybe Wade Phillips is interested in that position, and that could be Pretty good. He's had some good streaks as a coordinator. I mean, we know him with his time with the Cowboys, with the Rams. He's been all over the NFL, a family history at NFL and working in it. So we know that when you see Wade Phillips' defense, that there's going to be big changes. But there's some of these guys that, you know, I think with Arnett, aside from, having those concussions, he's got to work on some fundamentals. You have a guy like Abram who obviously needs to clean up a lot. He's all alpha dog out there. And that's great. That's what you want. You want to establish physicality on defense, but at the same time, you want to be able to not hurt your team. And he's been causing some penalties that we've seen that hurt the team. So you didn't want to make sure that Jonathan Abram starts cleaning some things up. And yeah, it's also going to rely on. Oh, do you think? Sorry, I have a question. Renee BT, do you think they'll just stick with Marinelli? You know, I don't know the answer, obviously, to that, but I don't think that he's a long-term answer. I think that he's good being a positional coach for the defensive line. And I think that, even though we look at some of the guys and there's not the numbers that you want right now, I think there's going to need to be some consistency. With having a coach like Marinelli there to be able to get them up to par and up to snuff. But I think the Raiders go and look after the season's over for a new defensive coordinator for sure. Maybe I think Wade Phillips right now is at the top of the list, but there's going to be other people as well. I'm just going to make a joke here and say probably not Greg Williams. So yeah, let's see if I have any other questions coming in here on the Fan Zone page. Nothing there. And let me check the Twitter page. If you guys want to give me a follow, go for it at Heidi Fang on Twitter. But as I said, since we have the coaches all talking today and Derek Carr is going to talk soon, and I don't have any questions here, I think I'll go ahead and just wrap things up for today. But you guys can always find me on Twitter at Heidi Fang. Also, email me anytime that you like. And does Marinelli only stick with the team from here? Last question. I think he'll stay for another year, and if he can't get the numbers up on the sacks and the pressure, then I think the Raiders will drop him after the 2021 season. So I hope that answers it for you. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a good one.